we're going on impulse. We're finally here, right? One of the most popular Shopify themes. I think this one is one of them, right? I think this one is one of them. We're impulsively here. That's what we're doing, right? And I don't want to waste any time. Let's talk about why are we choosing Impulse. So Impulse is a beautiful theme made by the folks of Archetype. Is that what they called? They're called Archetype, right? Yeah, this is just a beautiful theme. Beautiful, beautiful theme. Beautiful theme from Archetype. I'm not sure if I'm saying their name right. So if you guys are watching, bear with me, okay? Archetype themes. Archetype themes, fantastic investment. Why should we invest in this specific theme? Well, aside from a decent price point, I don't think it's bad for the value proposition that these guys give compared to Turbo, right? Turbo is still a good theme, but if I had to measure against the two and you guys are starting off, there's a lot of things to consider, and I think Impulse is a very strong competitor compared to that. Look at the things that it includes, especially for support. It has a store locator. We're going to go over that in this tutorial. We have EU translations for many of those countries out in Europe. We have that. We have an age verifier. So if you guys are selling things such as alcohol or something like that, you need an age verifier. You don't need to install an app. It already comes out of the box. We have a countdown timer. We have a color swatch. These guys are constantly going on this stuff. And once you invest in this particular theme, they're always updating you with things, and that's really the value. It's not about, wow, that's a big price ticket, I don't know if I should invest in that. You're investing in it now, as well as the new things that these people are going to add into the theme. Very powerful for all types of fashion business. Let's look at this theme very, very closely. Let's go ahead and look at the demo. I love the presentation. The presentation is not a blink, right? It's something that kind of like soft loads for you. It has a slider up in the beginning. We noticed that it has a beautiful mega menu, right? Where it's horizontal. And we have different level tiers of menus. We're going to go over that in a few. Okay, we have some images also to share. And then we have, look at this. We have a very detailed mega menu, but then on season, notice how it's a more simplistic type form of a mega menu. Then after that, we have singular click menus here. That's fine. We have double. Look at that. Did you guys notice that? Let's see. If we go over here, notice how when I hover over the buttons, we have those button effects. We have the counter. So this is actually good. That little counter is good for like Black Friday. We just went through a Black Friday big deal with several of our clients. I think this is beautiful as well. And oh, the banner is acting like a little parallax, if you notice. It kind of like does this, and then we have a banner that's a sticky, very nice. And then we have some selections here so that they could take them wherever. We have collections. Look at this. It's kind of like a light box so that when you hover over it, kind of does its thing. I think it's very nice. We have a nice presentation image here. We have some sales, some categorization. Don't be colluded with the fact that this is a women's clothing line. Men's clothing line could actually work for this as well. So it's just for presentation purposes. I like it. Notice how reviews work pretty well here, as well as with some color swatches that if you click on it, it takes you to the product landing page. Fantastic. And we have another parallax going on here so that it kind of moves. Okay, pretty nice. It's not like severe. There's some websites that do parallaxes that are just way too intense. I think this does it very softly, very nice in my opinion. Then we have kind of like a masonry effect going on here where you have a big picture and then a small picture. But in reality, this is more of a shoppable thing. Notice how if I want this jacket, I click on it. That's very interesting how that's not clicking there. It's probably because of the demo. We're going to go over that. We're going to make sure that it clicks. Okay, and then we have some blogs, and then we have an appearance here where we're showing the location and then the footer. So we're going to go over that. In this particular video, we're going to touch base on setting up Impulse for the first time. We're going to do some preliminary stuff, make sure that we have our products and collections page all nice and ready. And then after that, towards the end of this video, I think we'll stop somewhere around, We're going to cover the main menu navigation. We're going to talk about this upper animation here, or navigation as well. So there's 2 tiers of navigations. We have the upper menu system, and then we have our main menu system, right? We're going to talk about the announcement bar. Notice how there's more than one announcement bar. We're going to cover over the banner, okay? And then we'll set up, we'll see if we could set this up, and we'll stop somewhere around here because this is a lot of things to cover. And then over here, it's kind of like just block after block, pretty much straightforward. So part 1 of the video, we're going to go over setting this up and getting the first quarter of this theme set up. Then in part 2, we're going to go over everything related to the body of the homepage, pretty much finishing up the homepage. And we'll try to see if we could squeeze in the footer. It shouldn't be too difficult, right? So that would complete the chapter of the homepage. Afterwards, we're going to dive into the collections page. That's going to be the part 3. The part 3, we're going to talk about setting up collections. How do we set up a custom notification banner here? Setting up the collections banner. That's pretty nice. And then afterwards, I believe this might have 2 parts to it as well. So collections, we'll probably set all of this up here, and then we'll set up this part right here with some filters. We got to make sure that we have those tags working. Otherwise, the filters are not going to work. I love the fact of the filters. It's just beautiful. You just got to make sure you have images and you have your color swatches pretty much ready to go. We have this situation here. We have some more blogs. And then finally, on the 4th or 5th video, we're going to talk about the products landing page and ensure that these products are set up correctly. Not just the original product details, but also we're going to go over another parallax banner as well as some promotions. We have some testimonials. Okay, so this will be a video on its own. Beautiful, beautiful. I love this. This is great. It has a very clean, soft presentation, and that's why I think that this theme works out very, very well. And then more towards the end, we're going to discuss about how to set up those policy pages like the contact, about us, policy pages such as terms and conditions, etc. And then we'll do a test where we're just acting like the whole journey of the sale. That's what we're going to do here for Impulse. So enough of that introductory. All right, let's go ahead and get started right away. So how do we buy Impulse? Impulse, if you guys are in your store, what you want to do is go towards where it says online store, and then go right here where it says visit this theme store, right? So make sure that you're logged in. And once you're there in the theme store, you might get into that page. Yeah, obviously. And so once you're here, we're going to click right here where it says Impulse. So remember, once you invest in Impulse, it's not just a look set look, right? Let's go over the other ones real briefly. The one that we were just looking at was modern. But they also have other ones that once you commit to a purchase, you have 3 different styles. And then, of course, you could customize your own style the way that you want it to look like, right? So that's modern. Let's look at bold and see how this website completely changes. Now we have kind of like a dark website, very masculine, sportsy, right? It's not just a girl-looking website. I think it's very, very flexible, in my opinion. Look at this. We have a video up on the homepage. I'm typically against videos, but if we're going to put a video, I think it's important for us to do a speed test to see if it impacts the speed score, because you don't want your SEO to go down, especially on the mobile. But I love the presentation here, especially if you're very branded and you invested into a video production in order to showcase the product, right? And this doesn't show the YouTube thing. You don't want that, right? Very clean. Let's continue going. Look at this. Nice niche. I love this niche. This niche is very attractive. Look at that presentation. All right, so let's look at that. All of that in dark mode. Okay, what's the last one? The last one is called clean. Let's look at this. Yeah, it's almost like a hybrid of what you previously saw. Look, it has a banner or a pop-up so that you could get people to sign up to Klaviyo, right? I have a separate course for that. Let's see, shop, arrivals. This is very good stuff. Look at that. Nice. It's fashion for men. I love the minimalistic logo. That's how logos should be. Minimalistic, so you can look sharp. I like that. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So we have a countdown here. We kind of have the same thing going on there. Anyways, you guys get my point, right? This is the introduction to Impulse, and that's the whole reason as towards why we're going to go ahead and start putting this together. So let's go back again. If you want to install this, what I would recommend you, one or two things. So go into your store, click on where it says Online Store Themes, scroll all the way down, click on where it says Visit Theme Store, and then from there, go ahead and click on Try This Theme. Major warning, do not grab this theme from someone else, or let's pretend that you already invested in this theme. Don't download it and start another business using that same theme. Buy the theme per store. Do not get a freebie from a developer, someone on Facebook. They're like, hey, I got the theme for you. Just give me $10 for it. And no, because you need a license for this. Okay. Now, strong disclaimer here. Okay. If you're not sure, you're on the fence, if your business is going to launch or not, do you need to spend the $350 right now? No, you don't. Because all you have to do is just click on here where it says try the theme. Okay. And it's a trial, right? And it says unlimited free trial. Okay. What that means is that the theme is going to be non-published. What do I mean by non-published? Look, I'll show you. So let's go to Online Store. On Online Store, okay, you have the published theme right at the top, okay? But then you have a non-published theme at the bottom. The difference is that a published theme is when the theme goes live. In other words, you start selling and people in the front end could actually see your store. That means if they type the URL and they visit your store, they could actually see it. But if it's non-published, think about it like, it's in the stock room, right? It's in the back and it's in lab mode, right? Or developer mode, because you're kind of like working with it. And so right here, you could always go ahead and click on customize and follow the course that you paid for, right? You could play around with it. You could do this, move here, move that, all the way up into your expectations. The moment you pay is when you want it to go live. Like you actually want this to, like the design is done. So I'd say that if you invested in this course and you did not buy the theme yet, you're perfectly fine, right? You only pay once you're done. Once the whole website's good to go. I love how it looks. I'm ready to go live. Go ahead and invest on it. We don't get kickbacks for this. We don't get any type of commissions from these folks, okay? Are we partnered with them? No, we're not, okay? We actually reached out to Archetype Themes. They're very nice people. And they can only sell their theme inside of the Shopify theme store. And I want to remind you one more time, do not get this theme as a freebie from somewhere else, because Archetype, they're not dumb. They will go and find out that you have a non-licensed theme, and that goes against Shopify's terms of services. This is how it's going to go. If you grab this theme from someone else and you didn't pay for it like you should, dedicated to the store, they're going to send you an email, and you better make sure you get that email. Okay, so check your spam, check all that, right? They're going to be like, hey, we noticed that you have the theme on your store. They have systems for that, okay? You can't bypass that. Please pay for the license. Because if you don't, it's against Shopify's terms of services. They're going to report it to Shopify, and Shopify is going to shut your store down. And good luck trying to open another store. That's how risky it is. Can you imagine you're years deep into the business, you're making tons of money, you missed that email because you hired a freelancer that put some, fugazi thing without a license, and you missed it. They gave you a warning. Warning wasn't, here comes Shopify. Boom! They shut your store down. What do? You lose everything. And so you don't want to do that. Do things the right way. Invest on the theme. Purchase the theme. It's a one-time purchase. You don't have to pay a monthly thing for the theme, right? But just do it the right way. Don't get caught up with the Facebook people, Instagram people. I'll give it to you for this much. No, do it legitimately, because they throw those emails out. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, you go ahead and install it, and it's on customized theme, right? The version that we're working on today, the date of this video is of December of 2022. So we're working on Impulse 7.0.0. Okay. I want to remind you guys that if you invest in this course, what I will try to do is always update on latest and greatest news on my YouTube channel for anything that has been majorly updated. So go ahead and update your theme if you have an old version of Impulse, okay? But aside from that, anything that's like very important, I'll try to see if I could add that as another chapter for your investment. I always want you to be up to date for that type of thing. That is the value that I'm giving you for this course, okay? So without further ado, let's go to the next chapter.